Sometimes when I'm talking to people in recovery who are very excited, very motivated, ready to get going, and they want to make a lot of big changes, I start to feel like I have to press, kind of to pump the brakes, to be like, hey, slow down, like take it easy, like let's be consistent. And it reminds me of the story of the tortoise and the hare, right? The consistent, constant effort of the tortoise is the one that wins, and we kind of look down on the hare for having just one been lazy after kind of running and kind of having the capacity to do it and just kind of slowing down. I think I have to check myself sometimes too, because if you have the motivation, if you have the intensity and you're ready to make some changes, it's like that's a perfect time to take full advantage of that high energy to make some changes. And so I think if I were to change this kind of the story or change the application, is sometimes we have to be the hare. Sometimes we have to be that rabbit and make huge leaps and go forward and make big changes, and use up that space, knowing that after that we may have to slow down to a hare's pace when the motivation isn't so high. And tomorrow we're going to talk a little bit more about motivation and how that can kind of ebb and flow. But today, just thinking about what are some of those big changes when you're feeling really motivated, if you're feeling really motivated, and you're like, you know what, this is something I need to do, a big one-time thing, or maybe a few things that you need to get done so that you can kind of move yourself into the direction of recovery or abstinence, either way. But if there are those things, kind of having them written down. So when you're feeling really motivated, when you're really feeling the energy to do it and the capacity to do it, and you're prompted to do it, that you do it, that you take those actions, you take those leaps, you jump in full-heartedly. And then, in the times when your motivation's low, knowing, hey, now's the time that I'm going to be the tortoise. I'm going to keep taking steps, those 1% changes, those little baby steps in the direction I need to go, and that's okay. Knowing that the real point of all of this is that you're moving in the right direction, you're facing the right direction, and any action you take is worth it. So if it's a big change, if it's a drastic kind of jump, do it, and know that there may be some opposition to that. There's always going to be some opposition to any action we take. And if we are taking steps, if just baby steps, that's okay too. But any action, every action, think about those steps, the small steps that you're going to continue to be taking, and maybe write down some of those big hare jumps, sprints that will have to get done eventually. And if you don't feel it today, that's okay. Just put it down so that later on, when you are feeling motivated, when there's that surge for whatever reason, for whatever time, that you can start doing those things, taking those actions. And both in combination will get you to the goal and get you to the end.